I have been an end user in a multinational company, and almost 15 years I have been on the side where I used to sort of face the challenge at the shop floor. We have been, I think, evolved, especially say in the Unilever Indian operation, where the markets were one side, the demand used to be there, but at the same time, the marketing friends, they used to throw challenge at the factory operations. We want to introduce a new product within the time limit, and generally the time limit used to be, we used to, inverted comma, used to say, by yesterday. We want new format to be delivered onto the shop market shelves, and the time given to the manufacturing guy was very minimum. Machines, the kind of machine we used to have, the technology which used to be there was mostly mechanical, driven by the cams, no flexibility. You used to depend mostly onto the change parts, and then within the limited means what we used to have, we used to sort of deliver. Over the years, things have changed. The evolution of the marketing, the technology has taken a lot of, I think, a beat there. And today probably the kind of flexibility, the kind of, I think, the modularity which are there in the design is able to deliver. But has it kept pace with the marketeer's requirements? No. I know what is the experience of most of the audience here, but today I think the challenge at the manufacturing floor is still remain the same, with the magnitude and probably the severity must have slightly changed. The expectations that yes, you also have the sustainability, you also have the energy conservation, you also have the focus onto the minimum wastages, that has also got superimposed onto the probably the yesterday's requirements. So some question what we have, do machines that actually are at the shop floor or given by the OEM, they actually deliver as per the template or the name tag they have. And when the machines, they are in tandem, if it is a unit operation and when you have multiple operations, which is very typical into any packing line, what happens to the OE? The number of units which are more means the OE keep on dropping. That means we need to really focus on line efficiency rather than on the machine efficiency. And this is exactly where the challenge is, because the asset productivity or the performance or the investment which is done at the shop floor will be actually measured by the overall line efficiency rather than the individual machine efficiency. And my experience, I say that yes, there is a lot of untapped capacity available to the industry where they can utilize this untapped or the efficiency which is getting wasted because of, say, lack of integration or maybe the poor coordination between the machines. And to improve on that, I mean, the first thing, do the machines, are they able to communicate to each other? Or do they have, say, intelligence built in where if the fault is there or the stoppage is there, it can be diagnosed easily and then you can put the machine back into the production at the least possible time? Do we have plug and pack solutions in the industry? Can I buy a machine from the OEM and then integrate onto my entire line? There will be very rarely, I think, any machine which can be adopted, maybe barring, I think, the today's context, if we say that yes, some of those robotic solutions which are available, they have been actually commoditized. Yes, you can maybe pick up from off the shelf and then integrate onto some kind of action. But when it comes to the basic functionality, whether it is a filling, capping, labeling, you need to do a lot of thinking when you need to integrate them onto the overall line. Calling for the collaboration, like when I am an end user, I am designing or looking for a line, then what I need to do as a user, I actually define my requirements. Then I sit with the OEM and tell him, look, boss, I need this kind of functionality. This is kind of a packaging size, this is kind of a packaging volume, and this is kind of the packaging shape. The machine is delivered to me, but then what are the performance requirements which I define? Yes, those numbers are also get delivered. And then as an end user, I am also able to specify what kind of control system or what kind of sensors that should go into the machine, because if I am a large enterprise at multiple locations, I am also responsible for standardization. I think focus onto my inventory cost at the same time, the skill levels which are required at the operating units to maintain and sustain these machines. The OEM defines the machine logic, build it, and then finally, end user, he is the responsible for the line. So, being the end user responsible for the line, the integration responsibility is to the end user, but can he do it alone? Does OEM give him the support? This is, I think, the biggest challenge, and then when it comes to the actual practicality, we actually get the support, say, from the technology supplier or the system integrator. So that's how I think the collaborative value addition takes place, and then we are able to get more out of the assets or from the investments. The issues are standard, I think, what we face from the supplier perspective or from the user perspective or from the technology solution providers. The solution lies, yes, we must follow the standards or the guidelines, which the OMIC is the one of the main, where we talk about, say, PackML, PackTags, and standardization of the networks. And this whole discussion probably where we like to actually invite questions from the audience, participants here, that what kind of issues, say, and then we have, say, a lot of case studies where actually starting from those basic old machines. I can cite the example from the soap lines, where we used to have, say, the line efficiency as low as maybe 50% to start with, And because of, say, the line integration, using the simple sensor tools to monitor the upstream and downstream performance of the stamper, plotter, and the packing machine, the three machines in series, we were able to improve on to up to 70% kind of a thing, And today, I think when we are talking about, say, designing the templates for the new integrated lines, we have gone on one step where we say, yes, when we buy the machine, these guidelines of the specifications are given to the OEMs and then taken, say, from the day one. That means the early engagement is the one which is required if you want to really get the good performance, say, from your lines. And the benefits, I think, all the stakeholders here, when they adopt to the standard, they adopt to the technology, they adopt to the early engagement. The end user, yes, he is a beneficiary. The OEM is a beneficiary because then his machines being standard has a more acceptability, not only the local markets, across the global kind of a thing. There is a reduced cost when the subsequent things are delivered. There is a less working or tinkering required at the software level of the interfacing issues. To sum it up, I think we need to have the markets and ample opportunities for all the stakeholders if we follow the standards and the guidelines. And the business pressures and the market pressures are actually driving us for the need for the integration here. The data is already available at the shop floor, but we need to basically handle the data, how to handle and how to integrate over a common platform and make the decisions for improving the performances. And the collaborative work using the OEM and the other control suppliers, we should be able to take it forward. Thank you.